In a hotel room, Daeyoung sat on the edge of the bed, applying lipstick while the sound of running water filled the space. The man in the shower was just background noise to her now. I won't forgive those who made me like this, she thought, her grip on the lipstick tightening. I'll make them pay. 5 years ago. The small restaurant buzzed with activity, clinking plates, sizzling pans, and the chatter of customers. Daeyoung Kim, a determined 22-year-old, moved quickly between tables, balancing trays and flashing polite smiles. Daeyoung, table 7 needs attention, the manager called. Yes, sir, she responded, adjusting her apron before hurrying over. She had put her college education on hold to work and save for tuition. It wasn't easy, but she believed persistence would pay off. A lone man in the corner caught her eye. He nursed a drink, staring into space with a heavy expression. Rough day, she wondered, but before she could dwell on it, another call from the kitchen pulled her away. Daeyoung, can you help with the dishes? On it. Later, as closing time approached, she noticed the same man still sitting in silence. Excuse me, sir, she said hesitantly. He looked up, his eyes tired. It's closing time, she explained. Ah, sorry, he murmured, moving to stand. But as he did, he swayed slightly, as if exhaustion weighed him down. Daeyoung instinctively reached out to steady him. Are you okay? He let out a dry chuckle. I don't usually act this way in front of strangers. It happens, she reassured him. There was something about him, an unspoken sadness in his posture. After a brief pause, she hurried to the back and returned with a hangover relief drink. This is usually for regular customers, but you should have it, she said, handing it over. His eyes glistened for a moment. Are you okay? She asked again. He wiped at his face quickly. It's just been a while since someone was this kind to me. Thank you. He hesitated before adding, I'm Changeob Cho. What's your name? Daeyoung Kim. Daeyoung, a bright name for a bright person. She flushed slightly. Not really. Changeob chuckled. With a name like that, I bet your parents were loving. Her smile faltered. I wouldn't know. I never met them. His expression tensed. Oh. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. It's okay, she assured him. It's just me, my mom, and my younger sister. He sighed. I was drinking away my sorrows today, but I feel better now. Thanks to you. I didn't do much, she replied, embarrassed. He smiled. Would it be okay if I came back? A bit surprised, she grinned. Sure. After that night, Changeob visited her regularly. They grew close. 3 months later, Daeyoung rushed into a cozy cafe, her face lighting up when she saw him waiting. Oppa, I made it. He smiled warmly. Ah, Daeyoung. You're here. Sorry, I'm late, she panted. I helped an elderly lady carry her groceries. Changeob chuckled, reaching for her hand. He slipped a ring onto her finger. No need to apologize. Your kindness is why I fell for you. Her cheeks flushed. I can't wait to live with you. Me too, he said, squeezing her hand. His phone buzzed. Give me a second, he said, stepping away. Daeyoung nodded, watching him fondly. But as he answered the call, his expression shifted. His voice dropped. Chang-hee. Good timing. The results came in. Mom's getting the transplant. A smirk played at his lips as he glanced at Daeyoung from a distance. Daeyoung sat across from her best friend, Vol Semi, in a cozy cafe, nervously sipping her tea. She had just dropped a bombshell, and Vol Semi was staring at her in disbelief. What? You've only known him for 3 months, and you're already getting married? Vol Semi exclaimed, her voice rising in shock. Are you crazy? Don't you think you're rushing this? Daeyoung smiled softly. Timing doesn't matter when it comes to love. And he's a really great guy. He even told me to quit my part-time job because he wants to support me. When I mentioned I hadn't had a health checkup in a while, he took me to the hospital right away. Vol Semi frowned. He's 10 years older than you. Did you really fall for him just because he did you a few favors? Daeyoung hesitated but shook her head. It's not just that. His mother is kind, and his sister seems like a great person. I'm really excited to start a family. Vol Semi sighed heavily. I can't say I fully support this. But you'll come to the wedding, right? We grew up in the same orphanage. You're like a sister to me. You're so annoying, Vol semi-grumbled, glancing at the invitation card. Fine, I'll go. Daeyoung beamed. You better come. The next morning, still in bed, Changeob kissed Daeyoung's forehead, waking her. Her cheeks flushed. Thank you for marrying me, he said. Daeyoung shook her head with a soft smile. I should be thanking you. You chose me, even though I don't have much to offer. Changeob chuckled, pulling her into an embrace. You're kind-hearted. And thank you for agreeing to move in with my mom. Daeyoung smiled. Of course. She's my mom now too. The wedding day passed in a blur of joy, surrounded by family and friends. But fate had other plans. At the hospital, the air was thick with tension. The doctor's voice was grave. We cannot wait any longer. Daeyoung clutched Changeob's hand. What do you mean? He asked, looking startled. The doctor sighed. The patient's condition is deteriorating. Medications are no longer effective. The only option left is a liver transplant, but finding a donor is difficult. Changeob's mother gave a weary smile. I'm already old. The only thing left for me is death. Mom, how can you say that? Changeob's sister, Chang-yi, exclaimed, looking distressed. Changeob clenched his fists. Mom, don't give up. There's a high probability a family member could be a match. Chang-yi scoffed. Daeyoung, don't you know that a transplant leaves a huge scar? I'm still unmarried. I don't want that on my body. Daeyoung flinched at her words. Ah. Then. What about you, Oppa? Changeob looked down. Unfortunately, our blood types don't match. I've already been tested. His mother turned to Daeyoung. Didn't you say you have type O blood? Daeyoung hesitated. Why yes. Then there's a high chance you might be a match. Changeob said. His mother grabbed Daeyoung's hands, her eyes teary. Oh, Daeyoung. I don't want to die yet. I want to see you both happy, to see my grandchild before I go. Daeyoung swallowed hard. Will I really be able to do this? Chang-yi crossed her arms. Mom, she just married into our family. You're asking too much. Changeob's mother lowered her gaze. Am I? Daeyoung shook her head with a reassuring smile. No, it's okay. I'll get tested. We're family now. As she left the room, Changeob and his sister exchanged glances. Their mother smiled approvingly. You did well, my son. Where did you find someone so naive? His sister smirked. I have to say, you have skills, Oppa. Changeob grinned. I'm sure she'll be a match. I secretly got her tested last time at the hospital. His sister chuckled. Then she'll schedule the surgery soon. His mother's eyes gleamed. Oh, have you told Seekyung yet? Changeob nodded. Yes. His mother sighed in satisfaction. Seekyung will have her baby soon. I can't wait to meet my grandchild. Changeob smiled. She's been so understanding. Please be extra nice to her. Chang-yi laughed. She already bought a stroller. Can you believe that? Changeob's eyes sparkled. Speaking of Seekyung, I should give her a call. Stepping outside, he dialed her number. How are you feeling? Seekyung's voice was smooth. Good. What's going on with that girl? Don't worry about her. I'll divorce her after the surgery and marry you. Just then, Daeyoung entered the hallway, smiling brightly. Were you on the phone? Changeob quickly pocketed his phone. Just work. Daeyoung beamed. The doctor said I can get tested tomorrow. If I'm a match, we can schedule the surgery. Changeob hugged her. Thank you so much, Daeyoung. She smiled. It's nothing. I'm more grateful to you. You gave me a new life. Daeyoung thought she was making a sacrifice for love. She had no idea she was walking into their trap. Daeyoung sat beside her husband, Changeob, feeling a mix of relief and nervousness. She had just received the results confirming that she was a match for the liver transplant. What a relief. I'm so glad that I was a match, she said, smiling softly. Changeob nodded. Me too. But I'm also a little worried. Daeyoung tilted her head. Worried? About what? He hesitated before sighing. The surgery will leave a scar on your body. Touched by his concern, she chuckled. Oh, Oppa. Then before the surgery, why don't you enjoy this body while you can? He smirked. Shall I then? Later, Daeung called her friend. Her Unnie's face was filled with concern. A liver transplant. You need to seriously think about this. It's not something you can take lightly. The side effects are no joke. Daeung nodded. I know, Unnie. I've thought about it, and I want to do this. But why? Her friend pressed. Daeung's eyes softened. Because now that we're married, she's my mom too. I want to help her. Her friend sighed. I just don't understand why you have to go this far. Daeung smiled. Changeob Oppa has done so much for me already. This is something I can do for him. Just then, her mother-in-law was wheeled out of an examination room by her daughter. Oh, my mother-in-law just finished her checkup. I'll call you later, Daeung said, ending the call. She hurried to her mother-in-law's side. Hi, Mom, that must have been tiring. The older woman smiled weakly. I'm okay. The doctor told me you booked the earliest surgery date. Daeung nodded. Yes, so you can recover quickly and come live with us. Her mother-in-law reached for her hand, squeezing it gently. You are so kind, Daeung. Oh, it's nothing, she replied softly. Once you're better, we should celebrate with a nice meal. The older woman chuckled. All right, let's do that. At that moment, Changeob walked in, looking around. You're all here. I was wondering where everyone went. Oh, I stepped out to make a quick call, Daeung explained. Mom's surgery is scheduled, his sister told him. Changeob turned to Daeung. Thank you for doing this. She playfully pouted. Just how many times are you going to thank me? Haha, it's really nothing. His sister chuckled, arms crossed. I've never seen him this happy. Their mother held Daeung's hand. It's nice to see. I promise to recover quickly. I want to live to see my grandchild. Daeung grinned. Good. Don't forget that promise, Mom. The day of the surgery came quickly. As Daeung lay on the operating table, the anesthesiologist spoke gently. Okay, I'm administering the anesthesia. Count backward from 10. Daeung took a deep breath. 10, 9, 8. Her vision blurred as she drifted into unconsciousness. Meanwhile, Changeob hurried to another section of the hospital where his secret lover was in labor. A nurse approached him. Did she go into surgery? He asked, tense. Yes. Are you her guardian? Yes. The nurse checked her clipboard. One moment. Mrs. Seokyeong-jung, correct? He nodded. Yes, that's right. Please have a seat. She just went in, so you'll have to wait a while. That's fine. Just take good care of her, he said quickly. Both surgeries were successful. Changeob's mother received the liver transplant, and Seokyeong gave birth to a healthy baby. Hours later, Daeung slowly opened her eyes. A nurse stood beside her. Miss? Your surgery went well. We're moving you to your room now. Daeung's voice was weak. What about my mom? The nurse smiled reassuringly. She's recovering well, so don't worry. Daeung exhaled in relief. That's good. Moments later, Changeob entered the room, his eyes filled with emotion. Daeung. Oppa. I missed you. He rushed to her side, brushing her hair back. They said the surgery went well. You don't know how worried I was. She attempted a small smile. How is Mom? She woke up a while ago but is resting now. You must be in a lot of pain. I'll take care of you from now on. Daeung chuckled weakly. You keep saying that, but you already do so much. Just how much nicer are you going to be? Changeob's gaze darkened slightly. You saved my mom's life. Of course, I should take care of you. Just focus on recovering. Daeung nodded sleepily. Okay. Rest up. I'll be back soon, he said, pressing a gentle kiss on her forehead before leaving. Outside her room, Changeob's younger sister spoke excitedly. How is she? Did the surgery go well? He nodded. Yeah, she's fine. Then, he grinned. I know I'm biased, but my daughter is just so pretty tilde she looks like Seokyeong. I can't wait to see her. His sister laughed. Wow. Your first niece. Yob chuckled. Yeah, so be extra nice to her. His sister smirked. That was my plan anyway. I feel bad that I couldn't be there because of Mom's surgery. Sekyung understands. There's nothing to apologize for. She sighed in relief. That's good. So, what are you planning to do about Daeung? Yob's expression turned cold. Huh? I'll divorce her when the time is right. His sister laughed. Wow. You really are something else. He smirked. At least I made her happy these past few months. I've done enough. Meanwhile, in another hospital room, Sekyung cradled her newborn baby in her arms. Her voice was warm and full of love. We're finally going to be a real family now, my sweet baby. Should we call your father back in? Lying in her hospital bed, Daeung let out a quiet sigh. The days had started to blend together, and the loneliness was beginning to creep in. Yob hasn't been visiting me as much lately, and his mother has moved into a private room too. It's a little lonely. She tried to shake off the thought, reminding herself that Yob was a busy man. He had his work, his mother's recovery, and so many responsibilities on his shoulders. She just had to be patient. Meanwhile, in another hospital room, Yob's mother gazed at her granddaughter's photo, her heart swelling with emotion as she admired the newborn's delicate features. How can she be this adorable? I want to hold her in my arms right away. Her daughter spoke up with gentle caution. You can see her after you're discharged. Don't be so impatient and focus on getting better. Yob is dropping by later, right? She asked, turning to Chang-hee. Yeah, he and Sekyung will be here tonight, she replied. In Sekyung's room, Yob smiled warmly at his lover and their child. He gently stroked the baby's tiny fingers, his heart swelling with affection. Wow, she's so adorable. Sekyung chuckled, watching the rare tenderness on his face. Haha. By the way, what are you planning to do about that woman? Yob's expression darkened. Oh, the one who donated her liver to Mom? Don't worry. I'll handle it once you're out of the hospital. Sekyung smirked in satisfaction before shifting her gaze back to the baby. All right. Before that, have you thought of a name for her? Yob sighed. I have, but I can't decide. She's so adorable, I feel like no name is good enough. Sekyung laughed. Have you become a doting dad? How could I not? He replied softly. She's my one and only princess. I have to be a good father to her. That evening, Yob entered Daeung's room. Her heart fluttered as she looked up at him. Yob, she greeted, smiling despite the fatigue in her voice. Have you been getting enough rest? Yeah. I haven't moved an inch from the bed, she replied with a small laugh. She hesitated before speaking again. Have you been busy lately? You haven't been picking up your phone or visiting as often. Yob's voice remained composed. I'm sorry. Work has been overwhelming. Were you lonely? She lowered her gaze, feeling vulnerable. If I'm being honest, yeah. He stepped closer, his tone turning warm, almost teasing. Then I guess I should cheer you up. Before she could react, he leaned in. Yob, wait, she protested, flustered. It's okay, it's just the two of us here, he murmured, brushing a hand against her cheek. She felt conflicted, but his presence was overwhelming. But, Yob. What's the matter? Didn't you say you were lonely? He asked, his voice coaxing. Later, as he adjusted his clothes, Daeung sobbed quietly. He leaned close and whispered, Don't cry. You'll look back on this moment fondly. Once you recover, I'll make love to you even more. Daeung nodded weakly, tears streaming down her cheeks. Days later, Daeung finally returned home. Stepping inside, she inhaled deeply, relieved to be back. It's been so long since I was home, she murmured. Looking around the slightly messy living room, she made a decision. I should tidy up before Yob gets home. Ignoring the dull ache in her abdomen, she busied herself cleaning. That evening, after cooking, she sat at the dining table, waiting for him, only to doze off in exhaustion. She woke to the sound of the front door unlocking. Her heart leaped as she rushed to greet him. Yob. He was on the phone, his tone serious. I'll call you back. Hanging up, he turned to her. She beamed. Welcome home. You must be famished. Come have some stew. His gaze swept over her, Unreadable. You just got discharged today, and you're already doing housework? I told you to focus on getting better. She smiled. I'll be fine. But I'm worried about your mom. Her discharge keeps getting pushed back. Don't worry about her. She'll be fine, he assured her. Daeyoung nodded. Thank you, Changeyob. A brief silence passed before she hesitated. Oh, and I wanted to ask you something. He raised an eyebrow. Yeah. Fidgeting, she spoke cautiously. If it's okay with you, I'd like to hold off on, sleeping together. It hurt last time, and I think I need time to heal. He grinned but nodded. Of course. Your health comes first. Relieved, she squeezed his hand. Thank you. As she turned to reheat the stew, she murmured, it's gone cold. I'll warm it up for you. Thanks. I'll go change while you do that, he replied cheerfully. But as he entered his room and shut the door, his expression turned cold, calculating. It's about time I got rid of her. Unaware of the looming betrayal, Daeyoung stood in the kitchen, smiling softly. Changeyob is so kind to me. Little did she know, the warmth she clung to was nothing but an illusion, and the man she trusted was already planning her downfall. As the days passed, Daeyoung began feeling unwell. A dull ache in her stomach and back had been bothering her for days. Is it because of the surgery? She wondered, pressing a hand to her abdomen. But it's already been over a month. She shook off the thought as her mother-in-law, Baksoon, stepped through the front door. I'm back, she called out. Baksoon barely glanced at her. Welcome home, she muttered. Ever since Daeyoung had returned from the hospital, Baksoon had been on edge. Daeyoung assumed it was just lingering stress from the surgery. I'm going out, Baksoon suddenly announced, grabbing her purse. Daeyoung forced a small smile. Okay, see you later. Once Baksoon left, Daeyoung decided to tidy up her room. While putting things away, she noticed something odd. She's been shopping a lot since she got discharged. Daeyoung murmured, glancing at the neatly stacked bags in the corner. What could she have bought? Curiosity got the better of her, and she peeked inside one of the bags. Her breath hitched. Baby clothes. She pulled out a tiny Onacy, her fingers trembling. I guess Baksoon wants a grandchild soon, she whispered. I should pretend I didn't see this. I don't want to ruin the surprise. That evening, the front door opened. That must be Changeyob. Daeyoung thought cheerfully. She hurried to the entrance, only to pause in surprise when she saw him entering with his mother. Welcome home, she greeted hesitantly. I didn't expect you to come together. Are you too hungry? I can make something. Changeyob's expression was unreadable. He took a deep breath and met her gaze. Daeyoung. Something in his tone sent a shiver down her spine. What is it, Changeyob? She asked uncertainly. I want a divorce. Daeyoung felt the floor drop beneath her. What? What do you mean? She stammered. Why are you talking about divorce? I'll pay you alimony, so don't make this harder than it has to be. Her breath caught. You're serious? Why? He didn't hesitate. I'm seeing someone else. I want to be with her. Her head spun. You're seeing someone? She turned toward Baksoon, whose face remained impassive. Before she could fully process the betrayal, Baksoon spoke, her tone sharp. Daeyoung, I heard you refused to sleep with Changeyob after your surgery. We can't have that. I want a grandchild as soon as possible. Daeyoung flinched. But, mother, the surgery. Baksoon's face twisted with irritation. Are you blaming me for your inability to conceive? No, that's not what I meant. Changeyob stepped forward. Regardless, I'm divorcing you. Tears welled in her eyes. How can you expect me to agree to this? I won't. No, I can't. His voice remained cold. Considering how much I've spent on you, food, clothing, housing, it's fair if I don't pay you much in alimony. Your medical bills were expensive too. He shoved a bag into her hands. Leave. I've arranged a temporary place for you. Daeyoung stared at him in disbelief. Changeyob. She called, but he shut the door in her face. She stood frozen, then collapsed onto the ground, tears falling freely. Why is this happening? What did I do wrong? A month had passed since he threw her out. In the end, he got his way. The divorce was finalized. Yet, none of it felt real. Daeyoung sat alone in her small apartment, lost in thought. "We were so happy," she murmured. "Every day felt like a dream. I even made such a big sacrifice for our family. So why?" That evening, she found herself in front of Changeob's apartment. Her hands trembled as she rang the doorbell. "Changeob," she called softly. A woman's voice answered from inside. "Who is it?" Daeyoung flinched, her throat tightening. The door opened. "I asked you, who are you?" Sekyung snapped. Daeyoung hesitated. "I." Her gaze drifted past Sekyung, landing on baby toys scattered across the living room. Sekyung chuckled. "Ah, are you the woman who donated her liver to mother?" Daeyoung's breath caught. "How do you know about that?" Sekyung crossed her arms. "Of course I know. Do you even realize how long I had to wait for your surgery to finish?" Daeyoung's stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" Sekyung's lips curled into a smirk. "Do I have to spell it out for you? You were just a tool. A convenient donor for my mother-in-law's transplant. And I was the one Changeob truly loved all along." Daeyoung's hands clenched. "You're saying all of this was planned?" Sekyung leaned against the doorframe. "We're already living happily with our baby. So can you stop being pathetic and get out of our lives already?" Daeyoung staggered back. "A baby?" She suddenly recalled the baby clothes in Baksoon's room. Her voice cracked. "Then, those clothes?" Sekyung scoffed. "How slow can you be? Yes, they were for our baby. Not for you. Get a grip." Daeyoung turned away, her vision blurred with tears. She walked aimlessly through the streets until her legs gave out, her body leaning against a cold metal pole. The truth crashed over her like a tidal wave. Her hands trembled as she whispered, "No way." Daeyoung sat in the examination room as her friend, Unnie, read her file. Her hands trembled slightly as she listened to the news. "You're 8 weeks pregnant," Unnie informed her, her tone neutral yet firm. Daeyoung's breath hitched. Her fingers instinctively moved to her stomach. 8 weeks. That must have been that time. The realization hit her, but before she could fully process it, Unnie's next words sent another shock through her system. "I hate to say this as a doctor, but you should consider giving up this baby." Daeyoung's head shot up in disbelief. "What?" Unnie sighed, frustration evident in her voice. "Listen to me. You're barely able to take care of yourself right now. How do you plan on caring for a baby?" Daeyoung lowered her gaze, struggling to find an answer. "And why would you want to raise the child of that worthless man?" Unnie continued, her voice laced with anger. "It'll only remind you of bad memories." Daeyoung swallowed hard. A part of her understood the logic in Unnie's words. This baby was a reminder of the man who betrayed her, discarded her like she was nothing. And yet, tears welled up in her eyes as she placed her hand protectively over her stomach. "That might be true, but this baby is the only family I have left now." Her voice wavered, but a quiet determination underlined her words. "How could I abandon my family?" Unnie exhaled sharply, frustration and concern warring in her expression. "Daeyoung, are you sure about this?" Daeyoung nodded, her resolve strengthening. "I'm going to have this baby. I'll be an amazing mom. I'll make sure of it." Unnie sighed but placed a gentle hand on Daeyoung's shoulder. "If that's truly what you want, I'll help you out in the meantime. You don't even have any money right now." Daeyoung smiled weakly, attempting reassurance. "It's okay, Unnie. I have the alimony payment and..." Unnie's expression darkened. "What do you mean, it's okay?" "He only paid you 3 million won. How can you even call that alimony? That piece of trash, I'll..." "Don't worry," Daeyoung interrupted. "I'm going to get a job, too. I'll be fine if I'm making money." "You're pregnant. How can you work in your condition?" Unnie snapped. "I'll be okay," Daeyoung insisted, though deep down, she wasn't sure. "I'm sure I'll find something." But the reality was harsher than she had anticipated. Days turned into weeks, and despite her best efforts, every job she applied for rejected her. No one wanted to hire a woman who would need time off to give birth. No one wanted an employee whose health was fragile. No one wanted someone like her. She trudged through the streets in exhaustion, her eyes scanning every shop window for job postings. The ache in her legs and the weight of her situation pressed down on her like an invisible force. Then, she spotted it. A small flower shop with a handwritten sign in the window, "Now hiring." With a deep breath, she pushed the door open. The scent of fresh flowers greeted her, a stark contrast to the bitterness that had settled in her heart. A kind-looking woman behind the counter looked up and smiled. "Welcome." Dae-young hesitated before stepping forward. "Hello. I saw that you were hiring." The woman's eyes lit up. "Oh my. Come in, come in. I've been desperate for an extra pair of hands." Dae-young bit her lip. The thing is." She hesitated. Could she really tell her everything? The woman noticed her hesitation. "Whatever it is, you can tell me." So, Dae-young did. She explained her situation, her sudden divorce, her pregnancy, her struggle to find work. When she finished, she lowered her gaze, expecting rejection. Instead, the woman nodded thoughtfully. "I see. Your circumstances don't make hiring you an easy decision." Dae-young braced herself for the inevitable. "Yes. I know. But I'll still hire you, Dae-young." Dae-young's head snapped up. "Really?" The woman chuckled. "I want to show you that the world isn't only full of bad people. You'll work 8 hours a day with an hour for lunch. I'll deposit your salary on the last day of each month. You can take time off after having your baby. Don't worry about losing your job during that time." Dae-young felt tears prick at her eyes. Was she dreaming? "You're okay to start tomorrow, right?" She nodded furiously. "Thank you so much, boss. I'll get here bright and early." The woman smiled warmly. "Chin up, Dae-young. I'll do what I can to help, too." Months passed, and despite her struggles, Dae-young found solace in her new job. One afternoon, her boss called out, "Dae-young, I'm going to make a delivery." "Okay, I'll watch the shop while you're out," she replied. "You've been so energetic lately," the older woman noted with a smile. Just then, Dae-young spotted Changeob and Seek-young through the glass as they pushed their baby's cradle, their joy evident. Her heart clenched as tears slipped down her cheeks. She clutched her dress despite the weight of her growing belly. "The people who did this to me are living happily while all I can do is watch from afar," she thought. The pain, the betrayal, it still lingered, but she had something worth fighting for now. Soon, she delivered her baby. "Congratulations, it's a healthy baby boy," the doctor announced. Dae-young's breath caught as she looked down at the tiny life in her arms. Her heart swelled with emotions she couldn't even name. Alone in her room, she rocked her baby gently. "My baby," she whispered, her voice trembling. Tears of joy, relief, and sorrow streamed down her cheeks. "Hi there, little one. I'm your mom." She paused, her expression darkening. "As for your dad." Her grip on her son tightened. "Your dad." Her mind flashed back to Changeob's cold, dismissive words. To Baksoon's cruel indifference. To the woman who laughed in her face, gloating about taking everything from her. "I hate him," she muttered under her breath. Because this time, she wasn't going to let herself be a victim. She looked at her baby boy, a new determination burning in her heart. "I'm going to destroy him," she vowed. Him and his whole family. Her revenge had only just begun. The city lights shimmered against the glass windows of an upscale cafe, where Chang Hee-cho, the younger sister of Chanyeob-cho, made a call, speaking with a man. "Where are you right now? I want to see you," she asked. "Sorry, I'm on my way. I was talking to my father about work, and it went on longer than I thought," the man replied, walking toward a flower shop. Chang Hee blushed. "Hurry up and get over here. I want to see you. It feels like I've been waiting forever." "Okay, I'll be there soon. Just wait a little longer," he assured her before ending the call. Meanwhile, across town, in a quaint little flower shop filled with the fresh scent of roses and lilies, the man walked up to the counter. He was greeted by Dae-young. "Hello, how may I help you?" Dae-young asked warmly. "One bouquet, as usual," he replied. Recognizing him as a regular, Dae-young smiled knowingly. "Is it for your girlfriend again?" The man chuckled. "Yes. I've kept her waiting, so I need something to make it up to her." "All right, give me just one moment." Dae-young swiftly arranged a stunning bouquet of fresh red roses, their petals soft and fragrant. "How is this?" His eyes gleamed with approval. It's beautiful. You always exceed my expectations. Daeung waved a hand dismissively. Oh, don't flatter me. He took the bouquet and smiled. I'm sure she won't be mad at me anymore after she sees this. Thank you. It was my pleasure. Please come again, she said with a soft smile. But as he left, her smile faded into a cold stare. 5 years had passed since then, and during those 5 years, she had been planning her revenge. Mommy. A small, excited voice called out. Daeung turned just in time to see her little son, Hanbin, running toward her with bright eyes and a beaming smile. Hi, sweetheart. She bent down and caught him in a warm embrace. Hanbin held up a colorful lollipop. Look, Mommy. It's a dinosaur lollipop. Grandma bought it for me. Daeung chuckled. Did she now? She glanced up at the older woman beside Hanbin and smiled. Thank you, boss. Her boss, an elderly woman with a kind expression, waved her off. No need to thank me. Hanbin is a joy to watch. His adorable antics give me life. Honestly, I should be the one thanking you. Hanbin bounced on his heels, eyes sparkling. Mommy, I want to be a head-butting dinosaur when I grow up. I saw it in a book. Daeung laughed, ruffling his soft hair. Really? That's amazing, dear. Then, turning to her boss, she hesitated before speaking. Thank you so much for looking after Hanbin all the time. Like I said, there's really no need, her boss replied. Then, I'm sorry, but could I ask you one more favor? Daeung asked hesitantly. Would you mind letting Hanbin sleep over at your house tonight? Her boss crouched to Hanbin's level. Hanbin, do you want to sleep at Grandma's place tonight? Yeah. Hanbin cheered. Daeung watched them gently. Later that evening, Seungwon finally arrived, bouquet in hand, and met Chang-hee with a guilty smile. Chang-hee. She turned at the sound of his voice, her frown quickly replaced by a delighted expression. Seungwon. He extended the bouquet toward her. You got me flowers. They're gorgeous, she said excitedly. I'm sorry for being late, he said sincerely. Chang-hee shook her head, clutching the flowers. You're fine. You were having an important conversation with your father about work. Then her gaze caught something sticking out of the bouquet. Oh my, what's this? She asked, pulling out a small note. She giggled as she read it. You're so romantic, Seungwon. Huh? He replied, looking dumbfounded. I wasn't expecting this level of cuteness from you today, Chang-hee said excitedly. Huh? Seungwon murmured, his body tensing as he read the note Daeung had slipped into the bouquet. It simply said, I like you. You know, you can just tell me this stuff in person, right? Chang-hee teased. I can't believe you wrote me a note. You're being way too cute. Seungwon turned slightly pink, rubbing the back of his neck. Oh my. Are you embarrassed? Chang-hee teased. Seungwon quickly clutched the note, changing the subject. So, what do you want to eat? That night, as Daeung was closing up the flower shop, a familiar voice startled her. Oh my, you're back, she exclaimed as she saw Seungwon approach her. That note. You were the one who put it in the bouquet, right? He asked. Daeung hesitated for only a second before answering. I'm sorry. Was your girlfriend very angry? He shook his head. No, she didn't have much to say about it. Daeung exhaled slightly, relieved. What a relief. He studied her for a moment before asking, about that note. Was it meant for me? Daeung met his gaze and smirked, her cheeks slightly flushed. And if I say it was? He tilted his head, considering her answer before smiling. Then, would you like to have a drink together? Daeung glanced at the time and then back at him. I would love to. Just give me a minute to close up and get changed. I'll be right out. As she turned to lock the register, her mind raced. During these past 5 years, I've dug up information about all of the people associated with that family. She took a deep breath, her fingers tightening into fists. I hope you're ready because it's my turn now. When she was ready, she walked back towards Seungwon, her lips curving into a slow smile. I'm sorry for making you wait. May I ask where we're going? I'll tell you in the car, Seungwon stuttered, his face flushed as he took in her appearance. All right, she replied with a knowing smile. I'm going to take everything away from that family, Daeyoung thought beneath her composed expression. They soon arrived at a hotel. In the bar section, Daeyoung sat next to Seungwon, a teasing smile playing on her lips. The atmosphere was charged with curiosity and intrigue. You said your name was Daeyoung? Seungwon asked, studying her carefully. Yes, and you're Seungwon, right? She responded playfully. His brows furrowed slightly. How do you know my name? Daeyoung chuckled softly. Hee, that's a secret. Seungwon exhaled, shaking his head. To be honest, this is all very unexpected. In what way? She asked, tilting her head. I can't imagine that you know anything about me, and yet you claim to be interested, Seungwon said, his skepticism clear. Daeyoung smiled, her voice smooth and confident. Well, that's because I've had my eye on you. His interest was piqued. And what did you see? I saw how kind you are to your girlfriend, Seungwon. Any woman who receives that many bouquets must be very happy in her relationship, because her boyfriend is a kind-hearted man who showers her with flowers. A sly smile graced her lips as she continued, how could I not want a man like that? Seungwon blushed, his face heating up. It sounds like you've been watching me for a while. Daeyoung nodded slightly. I suppose I have. A moment of silence settled between them before Daeyoung placed her hand on his lap, making him pause mid-sip of his drink. You don't have to think too hard about it, she said softly. It's only natural to be drawn to someone so charming. But, he stuttered, his cheeks red, before she cut him off. She laughed, tilting her head. But, is it because of your girlfriend? Seungwon hesitated for a second before shaking his head. Don't worry about that. You're not even married yet, she told him. Daeyoung smiled, her plan falling into place. Then, can we, Seungwon started, stumbling over his words. Before he could finish his sentence, Daeyoung leaned in closer. Why the rush? It's only our first date, after all. Let's save going upstairs for next time, she whispered, causing his face to turn even redder. She leaned back, taking a sip of her wine. After the date, Daeyoung returned home. As she stepped into the shower, satisfaction bloomed within her. He's the man Chang-hee has been desperate to marry, she thought. When she was done, she slumped onto her bed. You'll never have him, Chang-hee, she muttered to herself. The next morning, Daeyoung greeted her boss with a bright smile. Good morning, boss. Her boss smiled warmly. Don't worry about Hanbin. I gave him breakfast and sent him to school. Daeyoung sighed in relief. Thank you so much. The older woman waved a hand dismissively. It was no trouble. Let me know anytime you need someone to look after Hanbin overnight. Daeyoung smiled. Then, I'll be taking you up on that offer. Meanwhile, in his office, Seungwon was distracted. His mind drifted back to the night before. That was the first time. I've never met someone so forward before, he thought. A knock on the door jolted him back to the present. Hi, Seungwon, Chang-hee said, smiling as she entered his office. He glanced up, surprised. Oh, hi. Her expression shifted into playful hurt. Were you so busy that you couldn't answer my calls? I'm a little hurt. She walked up to him, perching herself on his desk seductively. Seungwon blushed slightly. I was working. It happens. You don't need to feel hurt. Chang-hee's face turned serious. But this isn't the first time. Just look at yesterday, you sent me home early without any explanation. Realization dawned on Seungwon. Oh, that. I didn't want to worry your mother by keeping you out too late. Chang-hee smiled. What are you talking about? Mom loves it when we spend time together. Seungwon shifted uncomfortably. Before he could respond, Chang-hee's eyes narrowed slightly, a playful yet questioning look crossing her face. Seungwon? What's with your reaction? Could it be? She leaned in closer, her voice a teasing whisper. Have you been seeing another woman? His face turned slightly red. Don't joke about that. You know I would never. Chang-hee burst into laughter, patting his arm reassuringly. Ha ha ha. I understand. I trust you, Seungwon. Should we have lunch at an Italian restaurant? She took his arm, leading him out of his office. Seungwon followed, but his mind was elsewhere, picturing Daeyoung's face. Meanwhile, across town, Daeyoung was out with Hanbin. The little boy tugged at her hand excitedly. Mommy, I want a dinosaur lollipop. Daeyoung chuckled and nodded. I'll get you one, but you have to eat it after lunch, okay? Hanbin beamed. Okay. As she looked down at her son, she spotted Sekyung shopping nearby. Quickly, she ducked behind a shelf, watching her carefully. Don't get too comfortable, Sekyung. It's your turn next, she thought, her gaze fierce. The morning sun streamed through the windows as Changeob adjusted his tie, preparing to leave for work. He bent down, smiling at his young daughter. Look, Jane. Daddy's going to work. Say bye-bye, Daddy, Sekyung said. The little girl beamed, waving her small hand. Bye-bye, Daddy. Changeob chuckled, lifting her into his arms. Jane, have fun at school today, okay? Okay, she responded enthusiastically. Have a good day at work, Sekyung told him. Thanks. Oh, I'll be home late today. There's a company dinner I have to attend, he said. She nodded. All right. He kissed her on the cheek before stepping out the door. Meanwhile, Sekyung turned to their daughter with a warm smile. Okay, Jane. Let's get you ready for kindergarten. Outside, as Jane climbed into the vehicle, Sekyung turned to the teacher. Please take good care of Jane. Will do, Ms. Gunn, the staff member replied with a reassuring smile. Sekyung smiled, waving as the vehicle departed. Checking the time on her phone, she muttered to herself, I should get going too. Later that day, Sekyung went for a swim. As she emerged from the water, she turned to her instructor. That was really good, Ms. Jung. I don't know if I have anything left to teach you, Youngsu Nam said with a grin. She tilted her head, amused. Oh my, have I improved that much? But Youngsu, don't you still need me for something? Her fingers trailed lightly over his chest. He let out a low chuckle. Haha, you're teasing more than usual. If this keeps up, I won't be able to hold back. She leaned in closer, whispering, then don't. His eyes darkened slightly with interest. Are you free today? A slow smirk appeared on her lips. My husband is coming home late. And your daughter? He asked, arching a brow. I can leave her with my mother-in-law. Perfect, Youngsu murmured. Sekyung left the building, a satisfied smile on her face. As Youngsu walked toward the changing room, he accidentally bumped into someone. Ah! The woman yelped, stumbling. Daeyoung grabbed her ankle in pain, wincing. Are you okay? Youngsu asked, immediately crouching down beside her. She grimaced. Yes. But when she tried to stand, pain shot through her leg. Ouch. I think I might have sprained my ankle. Let me take a look, he said. I know basic first aid. He carefully examined her ankle, his fingers brushing against her skin. It doesn't seem serious, but you should still get it checked out. His face was tense as he looked away. Daeyoung hesitated before asking, Sorry, but could you take me there? I don't think I can walk on my own. Pardon? Oh, of course, he agreed without hesitation. During the drive, Youngsu stole occasional glances at her legs. It's a relief the doctor said it wasn't serious, Youngsu remarked, focusing on the road. Daeyoung nodded. Yes, and thank you for taking me to the hospital. He glanced at her. Was today your first time at the center? I thought I knew most of our members. She shook her head. No, I go there occasionally. Actually, I've seen you every time I've gone. You're Youngsu Nam, the swim instructor, right? His brows lifted in surprise. Oh, you're right. I didn't realize you knew who I was. I can't believe I never noticed someone as beautiful as you. A subtle smile curved her lips. I hope to see you at the center more often. Same here. They pulled up in front of a flower shop. Youngsu glanced at the storefront. Is this the place? Yes, she confirmed. Just as she was about to leave, she turned back. Oh, I almost forgot. Please wait here. She dashed inside the shop and returned moments later, holding a small potted flower. He took it, puzzled. This is... She chuckled. A small token of gratitude. I work here, you see. His fingers brushed over the petals as he looked at her, intrigued. Then I'll see you around, she said with a warm smile. Drive safe, Youngsu replied, tucking the flower into his car. Just then, his phone rang. It was Sekyung. What's up? He answered. I left Jane with my mother-in-law. I'll be waiting at the usual place, she said. I'll be there in a minute, Young-soo replied before quickly driving off. As he sped away, a smirk formed on his lips. What a refreshing personality. I like it. From the entrance of the shop, Daeung watched his car disappear, her thoughts darkening. Young-soo met Sekyung in her apartment that afternoon, their time together passing in secret. Later in the evening, Changeob stepped into his home, loosening his tie. I'm home. Jane ran toward him, her eyes lighting up. Daddy, you're back. She threw her little arms around him. Changeob laughed, lifting her into his embrace. Well, if it isn't my beautiful daughter. Did you have fun today? As he spun her around, Sekyung stood by the doorway, arms crossed, a smirk playing on her lips. Am I invisible or something? Changeob chuckled, setting Jane down before stepping toward his wife. You're even more beautiful, my love, he murmured, pulling her into his arms. Sorry I was late. Did anything happen? He kissed her cheek. No, just the usual, waiting for you all day, she teased. Oh, but Jane drew a picture of you at school today. It looks exactly like you. You have to see it. Wow, really? Changeob grinned. I can't wait. At the flower shop, Young-soo stepped inside just before closing time. The scent of fresh flowers lingered in the air as he glanced around. Daeung looked up from the counter. Welcome. Oh? Young-soo. He smiled, rubbing the back of his neck. Yeah, it's me. You're here late. Before she could respond, another voice cut in. Daeung. Young-soo turned toward the newcomer, Seungwon. His gaze flickered between them, sensing an unspoken tension. Are you here to buy a bouquet at this hour? Daeung asked Seungwon with a smile. No. I'll take one, Seungwon replied, hesitating. Daeung raised a brow but nodded. I don't usually sell this close to closing, but since you're a regular, I'll make an exception. She turned to arrange the flowers. Young-soo studied Seungwon. Looks like this guy has feelings for her, but he's too hesitant. Should I give him a little push? He leaned against the counter, his voice light. What time do you finish today? Daeung glanced up. Just about now. Why? Feel like grabbing a drink? We can celebrate our little reunion. She smiled but shook her head. Sorry, I have other plans. Oh? That important? Yeah, she said simply, handing Seungwon the bouquet. Here you go. Seungwon quickly placed 50,000 Korean wons on the counter. Thanks. Daeung nodded. Good night, both of you. As she turned to close up, her mind drifted elsewhere. I need to hurry. He's waiting. Her phone rang, snapping her back. She picked up. Yes, boss. Hanbin's been asking when his mom's picking him up, her boss said. She smiled. I'll be there soon. Later, at home, Daeung tucked Hanbin into bed. Restless, she sat up, her face shadowed with thought. Changeob, this is only the beginning. At another house, Chang-hee was getting ready for work when her mother called out. Listen, Chang-hee. She turned. What is it? Her mother's expression was stern. Has my son-in-law brought up marriage yet? Chang-hee chuckled. Son-in-law? We're not even engaged. This isn't the time to joke. It's high time you settled down. Think about your future. You never know when Seungwon might change his mind. Mom. Chang-hee sighed, shaking her head. No need to rush. His head over heels for me. Relax.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure. If you enjoyed what you watched, please consider liking, subscribing, and ringing that notification bell. Your comments mean the world to us and help us improve. The next episode promises even more excitement and unexpected twists, so stay tuned as we embark on this thrilling journey together. Keep the anticipation alive, and we'll catch you in the next episode.